is craft night again on the 999 ASMR Tarot show. So, you've seen this one. We're going to do some tuning up. Tuning up using these pearl pigments. This is, you've seen this mask a couple of times, but I have since done a little bit more work on it, including add layers of varnish. It has one layer of varnish. This also has one layer of varnish on it. And so, without much further ado, we're going to get crack-a-lacking. Now, to use these pearl pigments, I'm going to have to put a respirator mask on. I've done this stuff before without them, and I've really screwed up my lungs. So, bear with me while I put that on. Well, hello, Travis Freeman. Yeah, I remember your name. And how are you doing tonight? Let me just put my glasses over here for a second. I can't seem to see without glasses on. So, I put a respirator mask on, and which is going to make it a little bit more hotter in here. But I'm going to do something. This is something I made on here too, but I'm going to use it and add some of this varnish in it. We're going to use, I think this is going to work, I'm not sure. So I'm going to add some pearl pigments. Oh, respirator process? Okay. The respirator process is this. I'm putting a respirator mask on. I have to put a respirator mask on because these are these things you don't want to breathe this stuff in. That's what that process is. That's right. I remember you were the guy, from last Tuesday night who's going to cooking school, right? And you were a you were a truck driver. So, okay, the chemicals I'm using, most of the chemicals I'm using do not require a respirator. I probably should be wearing gloves, but this stuff here, this is a no, it's not a metallic, it's an acrylic powdered pigment. And you don't want it to get it get it all aerosolized, otherwise it will you just don't want to breathe it in, that's all. So I'm going to just put this stuff in here, and we use a brush like this, and this will help to waken up the colors a bit. And oh, I didn't mix it. Sarah Shari, welcome. Thank you for being here. No, I don't mix it. It is a powder. Yes, sir, Ricky. It is a mask. I made it out of paper mache. And so I'm doing some finishing touches on it, some tune-up work. Colton James, hello, welcome. And so the first step here is I'm going to just add this varnish onto it. And it just as a teaser here, we'll go and use this Colton, James, do I want to play this or that? Travis, yes, hello newcomer. I'm gonna, instead of this or that, I'm just gonna get crack-a-whacking into adding these colors right onto some of these places here. So this one will help it give it a more of a reflective. Yes, I've made other masks. This is another mask. This is another mask I'm going to work on tonight. Hello, fishing. No, I'm in English. And there's two ways you can attach the powders. You can use a gel medium. You can use paint. And this time I'm trying something totally different. I'm using varnish. And that may not work very well, but I'm giving it a try. So I'm trying to. I don't know how it tastes. I'm not going to taste it. That doesn't seem like it. Probably tastes like poison. Is probably what it tastes like. How what, Ricky? Well, hello, Tropical Impress in Spirit. Welcome. No, I'm just applying the powder in the specific locations. Yes, I have a lot of other masks that I've made. And I have things that were probably mistakes that I made on Saturday night that I'm gonna make more masks. A moth or bug? Yeah, it could be like that. Hello, Care Bear. Welcome. Welcome. Now let's just use this other stuff here. Oh, well, the eyes are right here. I just painted them black. Let's just look at the other side. So this is the other side. Okay, so these are horns. The eyes are here, and these are horns, and this is some kind of like maybe that's just ears. Yeah, so these are like eyebrows, and those are little buds of horns. He's a horny guy. And Kinder Beast, yeah, thank you. Let's see if maybe we'll use this stuff instead. If it's not, I don't think I'll be using that. I think it's maybe it's solid in there. Thank you, Pen Stab. This one does look good. Actually, you know what? Yeah, well, it's full of horns. It's got a lot of horns and things. And then it's got this spot where its ears got shot off too. Or got cut with with a knife or something. So I guess we'll use this stuff instead. I think it'll work better. He's just a real good kisser. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Just chewed off the ear. No, I am making these masks for sale. That's what I'm making them for. I'm hoping that I can sell them at an art fair. That's what I'm making this stuff for. Because art is at this point in my life, this is my only form of income. I probably shouldn't have put that there, so I'm gonna oh, Bill. You know, I haven't worked on the bird yet. I haven't worked on the bird yet. That's one of the things I'm gonna work on if I get to it tonight. See, because I don't think I want to put this stuff here. Maybe that just that little bit of a streak of it in there. So I got this other brush, and we'll put this in here. And I wanted the tears just to be, or this part of the face to be highly reflective. And so there was this one time that I was using, thank you, Ricky, I was using this stuff before work when I was bartending in a casino, and I got this stuff aerosolized. And so, being that I was working in a casino, it had smoking. It was because this was an Indian casino where smoking was allowed on the inside, and so um yeah, it sticks to the mask because I put something on there that will cause it to stick. So, for instance, I'm gonna just turn it upside down, shake it here, and the stuff is still there. So I'm using a medium in order to get it to stick on. It's not pre-sticked. I'm actually sticking it on right now. And so if you can look at it with under the lights, it has it's nice and shiny on there. Versus whereas if you just look at the regular paint here, it's just kind of dull. So I come up over here to the horns, add this, added that in there. It just makes kind of a nice tone. Of course, you know, the worry is that you do this stuff and then you make a mistake and you just ruined it. But I have a feeling that it's not going to ruin it. So you add some different things into it and it reawakens the colors. Adding some more of these colors, it reawakens them, and then it kind of causes it to just it's just adding different layers into it anyways. Okay, I'm just adding in here a little more blue sparklies. And then I could do that, that would be how I would add a new layer to cover a mistake. But once you start adding these pearl pigments, it's a little bit harder to cover these things up. But so it's just like the pearl pigments are like one step down from literally putting glitter on it. And so we'll just do on top of here, so just as a show, it's got some in the brush. It's got some in the brush, and then we add more in. Just kind of just sprinkle it right on the surface. You just want to make sure that you don't breathe this stuff in, because it makes you really sick. That's all I can say. No, I'm not going to attach anything else in there on that red spot. That might just be like a battle scar. A battle scar. The way I kind of think of this thing is like one of those, like those Chinese masks that you would use. You might hang up in your house in order to keep, keep the bad spirits away, and then just keep the good luck in your house. That's kind of how I looking at this thing. So I wonder if we don't, at this point in time, if I don't, I haven't really been too, or a Japanese mask, yeah. Excuse me. Sorry. It's just my asthma. Yeah, a Beavis and Butthead mask. Is that what you're trying to say, Travis? Yeah, let's put this over here and mix it down with this. Tropic has the same. Okay, same kaboot. Okay, yeah. Let's see if we can get this to mix together. We'll just try that someplace else rather than. There we go. It does mix a little bit. And we go back to that red and kind of shine that out here. If you, I'm trying to understand your question. Can you add, oh yeah. Yeah, you can add more. Once it's done, I've added several layers of paint onto this thing already. And, oh, look at that. This stuff, So this is not very well attached, but it's okay. It's Maybe we'll just add some more white on there. Onto the spot that... maybe it's, you know what, happy accidents. Happy accidents. That's what the name of the game is. Happy accidents. Okay. Happy accidents. Alright. So that was a happy accident that I didn't want to make. Okay. And yes. Yes. Bob Ross has been gone a long time. So I do have some white. I do have some white pearl pigments. I'm going to need to get another brush here. And but I was thinking, instead of using the white, I'm going to use, I need another brush here. I can use this interference green. This one's pretty beat up. We'll use this one. And oh, I see. I get you what you're talking about. I think that once, I don't know, I'm sure I could do something like that, Travis. Yeah. You like to watch the Bob Ross videos, Tropical? So I hear, Tropical, that you're going to be on the same panel that I'm going to be on this Thursday. So yeah, Tropical Empress and myself are going to be on the same show on Thursday, this Thursday coming up, along with a few other people. Yeah. Oh, a panel. It's a like we're going to be on another YouTube channel together with a few other people. Yeah. So what is it, like 5? It's 5 p.m. West. It's on. Yeah. We're going to be discussing this new tarot deck that came out about 6 weeks ago. Yeah. So, and and then Thursday. It's 5 p.m. our time, Travis, and it's 8 p.m. her time, because it's 8 p.m. Eastern time. And so Yeah. It's got so many different colors in it. This one probably, I don't know. Hope I didn't ruin it. Oh, you're on Wednesday time. I think it just turned over to Wednesday time, my time too. It's 12:15 my time. And yeah. And here we go. Let's add some of those pearly whites onto there. Oh, Georgia, huh? All those good things happen in Georgia, huh? This is probably a mistake, but looks good so far. It's like, where did this hair come from? No, go away. Alright. And, I probably should have done the eyebrows last rather than first. Oh well, live and learn, man, huh? Right? Live and learn. Okay, I was trying to bring up a little more shine on here. I've never seen one of those cicadas ever before. There's like over here in Oregon, I haven't seen anything, you know. No fireflies, no locusts or whatever those things are. It's experience and wisdom. So fun fact, we have more cicadas in California than you do. Mind you, they are completely different subspecies that reproduce every year. I think the only place I've ever seen one of those other than on like a video or something like that was on the movie Leap of Faith and they had that grasshopper in that video. So they're different species, so different species look different. So what do they taste like? they have kind of like a nutty taste to them or what, something. Well, that's right, because in the South there, they have a lot of weird foods and stuff in the South. Need to do this. Okay, you've never had them before. Yeah. Well, I could tell by my initial numbers that next Tuesday, I'm going to do paper mache. I'm gonna make a paper mache mask next Tuesday. Maybe we'll have another. I mean, I was trying to make a paper mache head, but I really needed a mannequin head to make it. And the head that I have is way too big. Big giant head. So it tastes like crab meat. Huh. And, well, let's put a little bit of this on the nose. I'm gonna, yeah, Travis, next Tuesday I will make a new one. I'll probably use, I'll probably either use this one as my mold or this one as my mold. This one is the same size as that one. But this, yeah, so either this one or that one as my mold, and we'll see. But there's some other things that I've been wanting to try too. But the goo. That's right, and I still have some of the goo in my refrigerator. Left over from Saturday. I forgot to bring it out here, so I'm not going to be doing any goo today. So probably the next time I do goo, I don't know when the next time I'm going to do goo. I know I'm going to do the painting this week. I'm thinking tomorrow afternoon to do a painting. Well, I may have made it worse. I'm not sure. I'm going to move on to I think I'll just move on to this thing here. And there was the other thing that we did. I think with this, I'm just going to just add a little bit of color onto the back side here. I understand what you meant, the glue. Yeah. This? So do you remember, I think I started, I think, do you remember, let's say Saturday when I was just talking about the tree spirit thing? So this, I glued more paper on this after I turned the camera off because I was having such problems on Saturday with the stream freezing and everything. And so this is that tree spirit guy, like, like the tree ants from what is that? Why can't I? Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings. Like the tree people in Lord of the Rings. That's what this thing reminds me of. And so I'm just gonna add a little color on the back, and then when I get done, I got some of that varnish. I'm gonna put a layer of this varnish right on the top of it to waken these colors up a bit more. Because I don't want to do any more to this because it's on the front side because it's gonna just ruin it. But I can add a little bit of these random colors here onto the back. And that's what we're doing right here. Some random colors. It's already have like layers of let's add some of this green in there too. So you only saw the one side of it. Yeah. I'm going to put some of this green into it. Yeah. Oh, okay. I see. Well, did you ever read the book? Read the book of Lord of the Rings? I mean, the Peter Jackson movie completely ruined the book for me. But ooh, I don't want to break it. Oh, yeah, I used to read the book like every other year. I've read it probably 20 times in my life. But I do remember the first time I read it, it was just absolutely magical. I think I was like 17 or 18 when I first read it. I remember I was working at my dad's mill. Oh yeah, so I never read the Silmarillion before. Yeah. I never read the Silmarillion. I tried to read it. Yeah, I think we want to have more green and let's add some more blue. Being that this is the back side, it doesn't really matter that much, right? Yeah, I do have a painting that I started last week, and It's a painting practice. The actual painting, I haven't actually started it because it's on a birchwood panel, and I don't want to lay the brush down first until I've done the painting that I want to do like 3 or 4 times. And so I've done it, one version of it already, and I'm going to go do another version of it, I think tomorrow afternoon, depending on the weather. If it's raining, of course, then I'm not going to do an outdoor painting. Yes, I knew what the Silmarillion was. I had friends that taught themselves Elvish and all kinds of stuff in back in the day before the movie, and girls that I wanted to be friends with, but somehow that just never worked out. But you know, that kind of stuff. Is that a BioShock? Is that is that like a video game of some kind? Unfortunately, Travis, I never really got into video games other than like I play puzzles and I play slot machine apps. Oh, okay. Well, you know what? I have one of those I have one of those I have one nudie deck, and I put the you know, the 18 and over kind of a tag on it, which means you never get any views on it. So which means I'm just not ever going to show it on. I'm not going to show it again. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, but you know, the deck that we're looking at doesn't have any nudity in it, though. Oh, are you talking about this one here with the star card there? Oh yeah, I didn't even see that. I'm going to move that over like that. Okay. Okay, I see. I got you. I think it was just the cartoony. I didn't even see that. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. Oh, I put white in here. I didn't want to put white in there. Well, all right, it's fine. What is it that I say about? I'll just put this in here. I'll just add to the coloring it. Yeah, that's right. Because there might be some kids that show up on the stream here. I seem to get a lot of children or that come in here, you know, which is fine, but I have to be more mindful. Yeah, I need to. Yeah, that's something I have to work on. Is just being more mindful. Let's take some of this green out too, and we'll mix it down in there. mix it into that titanium white. Yeah, but you know what? Amanda, I have seen other tarot channels display some of those nudie decks and not seem to get dung for it. You know, end up with like, still have. Oh, but maybe they got demonetized. That's probably what that did happen. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So there are all these details, about doing a show. And all these details you got to remember. And well, when you flip those switches to adults only, then they don't the algorithm doesn't push your video out at all. And so yeah. But at this particular point, I'm not monetized, so I guess that doesn't really matter, does it? Not too much. But maybe it's just a matter of getting the habit down. And it's a habit to get into. I mean, like you look at like TYT Network, they don't allow any language, any bad language at all for anyone, the content creators, or if you listen to like the Tom Hartman show, and if somebody calls in and drops the F-bomb, and he just cuts them off immediately and says, sorry, we can't do that here. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm at like, what, 600 subs. I was hoping I could make 700 for this month, but I'm maybe just too overly ambitious. Not over, I don't know. I think I'm starting to get better at this. I'm not sure. So, let's see about taking some of this blue. So you just hit 100 the other day. Well, congratulations. Yeah. Well, it's taken me 2 years to get to 2 years to get to 600. And yeah. Yeah, you're moving way faster than I did. Because I was at like 20 subs for the first like 6 months. And that goldish green looks pretty good like that. But this is the backside, so it's not really that crucial. I'm gonna get this off my fingers here. And I'll put this someplace else. So I got that, that is all good, goofy and good. All right, I need to clean these brushes off. And we might try some other stuff here. I don't want it to get too... So the things I was first doing, it was kind of a failure. So there's a damn fly in here. It's like fly season. I hate flies. But not as much as I dislike mice. And one of my friends gets on me all the time when I start talking about trapping the squirrels. But I haven't really trapped any squirrels since 2020, because in 2020 there were like 20 squirrels living on my property. And I was trapping and relocating them. So now I'm gonna take this off. Do you remember this guy? I'm gonna remove this thing off the head. So you've got potential helpful ideas that something about cookies. Cookies. What kind of cookies you talking about? See, what I was gonna do, and I needed that goo. It's in the refrigerator. So I have this head here, but I started making a casting of this head. And I wanted to go work on it some more. So the saran wrap method is actually really good for so computer lingo. Well, you know, I'm a really old person. I don't want that here. Where do those things come in from? Oh. Okay. So maybe I should protect myself as a performance artist. Yeah. Maybe. I wonder. Yeah, I don't know. I'm almost 60 years old, so I wonder. I wonder if I add some water down on here, if it will. It's one of the things I was thinking about doing. I probably won't do it with this one. I don't know if this is even worth saving. I really like how that feels. Oh, it could be used for performance. Oh, I see. Yeah. Well, you know, if I had some more money... So you're young at 32. Yeah. I wonder... Sorry. My asthma's not treating me very well today. Yeah, I remember when I was 32. I was still like nursing a broken heart at 32. I wonder if I So Amanda and Travis, should I work on this further, or should I just call this a mistake and not, because I had this idea, and that head I have is just way too big. If I take this balloon here and I blow it up, and maybe I can put it in, maybe I can salvage it. Let's see here. Run it. So that one, yeah, it didn't, and getting a mannequin head, I was gonna see if I could go to a Goodwill yesterday when I was in town, but maybe I can use this balloon and make a head out of a but see, the using a mannequin head would be like super dramatic, though. Let's see, can I fit it on my head? Well, you know, my head fits on it. Let me just turn the camera around. You can take a look. God, I can't see shit without glasses. I'm so sorry. Let's see. I'm going to turn the camera around. So how's that look? It does not need to look like a real face. It does not need to look like a real face at all. So what I think what I might do is, let's try this. About that size. It came out good, so it fit on my face. I don't know that I was going to try and make a whole head. So that's too big. But you know, I can just use that to like work on it a little bit here and give it some shape and, you know, just a little bit of dimension. I need to take a little bit of the air out. But maybe I can work on making, you know, that alien head thing I was thinking about. I look like a mad scientist. People, that's not the first time anyone's told me that. I'm going to put the camera up about an inch. Okay. parts with, I don't understand that statement. But, you know what, we're going to just put some paint on this thing. But, you know, I had another thing I could try. And is one of my friends, Newspaper and the Rest Normal Dave. Yeah. One of my friends who's like older than I am, and she does paper mache. And she uses colored paper. And I bought some construction paper yesterday. I don't think I'm going to try that with this. I think I'm just going to paint it. But probably I might try just face, not Dave. Newspaper and the Rest normal face. Okay, I got you. Yeah, you got to just love that. You know, I really don't like typing on the touchscreen. I would like to go back to I would like a camera phone that's like, I got this Motorola, a 2021 Motorola stylus, but I would like you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do some random, some drippy art here, but I would like to have that with actual keys you can push. Actual keys you can push, you know? I think I might even have one in this room here. I used to have one of those non-working phone that so we're going to do some pour art here. Do I have the I'm going to mix it down with some of this gel medium here. Fluorescent pink. Pink. For some reason, I really like fluorescent colors. And mix this stuff down. Now, if I add just a tad bit of water onto the surface, it might run. It's not going to work. So we'll have to do it this other way. Big pink head. Leaving the purple part, yeah. Yeah, I think I will. But I think what I'm going to do with that is, you know, we're just experimenting here. So ultimately I'm not going to keep, I probably won't keep this because this is an experiment along the way to doing something like really cool. Pink everywhere. Well, I'm going to use some, what I wanted to do, Travis, was, where's my yellow at? I guess not. And I don't have any yellow. I do have it, but it was the... Shoot. Oh, well, it doesn't... Oh, it's over here. This. And then maybe I might take... I know what we're going to do. Yeah, that's right. Because, you see, that star card was telling me that I was going to have a night of inspiration here. And so when you add this blue, fluorescent blue into this pink. It makes a real dynamic, real fantastic color. Come on, get out of here, you little bugger. That's because I've had this stuff forever and ever. Well, that's why, because this stuff was already mixed down. Do not have a whole lot of space here. Amethyst. Yeah, you know what? It's funny because I'm actually, as an artist, I'm way more closer to just a standard dumb man that that doesn't really know the names of his colors. I just know that I like these colors, and it's funny when I was at my last art fair and I was selling stuff, and then it's just one guy who's like an old, maybe used to be a logger or something like that, because the town I live near is an old logging town, and the guy says, well, that color there is pink, and I says, no, it isn't. It's fluorescent magenta. It's fluorescent magenta. It's not pink. And he says, well, it looks like pink to me. And I says, well, that's not what it says on the yeah. But you know, I know it looked exactly like this, and I'm calling it fluorescent red or something like that, and I'm calling it a shade of red or something like that, and the guy's, no, that's pink. And that's pink. And I says, no, it isn't. It's a shade of red. And I don't know, I guess you would have had to be there. The guy wasn't having it, you know. So amethyst is it's like a purple color. Okay, all right. Yeah, well, we have while we're at it, maybe I will pop the glue out, because I don't have the paper mache paste. Unless I just go and get it. There's like this huge part of me that wants to use the whole I got this, but it's messy, and I don't have enough paper towels to use gravity as a brush. The whole method of using gravity as a brush. But we're going to aquascapes. So you build aquascapes, Mr. Miss. I'm going to add this onto here. Geodes, all okay. Got a big Z on the side here. And frick time. So you're in the middle of creating an Oracle deck for yourself? Well, I have ideas to do one of those too, but I think I'm just getting way too ahead of myself. Let's see if I can get any of this out of there. Oh, I see. Well, I do have a computer as well. It's just not in my house. And I need to add another color to this. And I don't have it in these liquid colors, so we're gonna need to do do I have something I need to use up? Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'll be on probably for about another half hour or so. Um, that's not gonna work. Here we go. We got that red I'm talking about. There's nothing cool here. It's just a bunch of mud. It's probably the wrong. But this is almost like the color of a wildfire. It just reminds me of reminds me of that. Got these different colors on here. So you just got a tiny, you got tiny on your phone? All right, Amanda. We'll see you the next time. Thank you for popping in here for a while. Yeah, I don't really know what I'm doing here. I do have an idea to pursue, and I think I just might. Or I'll get done here, and I'll go back to editing the video that I was working on. Nice to Bram. Oh, okay. Nice to meet you. Well, this has been a pleasant night. Night of meandering, not knowing what you're doing, just making something, doing something for the sake of doing something. Just having all these nice kind of textures out here. Maybe it's like Ant-Man's head or something like that. Well, good night, Amanda. I'll see you, I guess, on Thursday then. Good night, good morning to you. Yeah, we are. I'll post a link on my community tab to, yeah, it's going over, you know, I have too much stuff in the way. And it's going over a new release tarot deck called Artist Tarot Decoded. And it was released like 6 weeks ago, maybe? Yeah, 6 weeks ago. At least that's when I think when it arrived at my house. And her, and then this guy by the name of Channel Tarot Ask Backwards, and Moon Scarab, and Heather's channel, and it's like Indigo something. Gosh, I can never remember her channel name. I need to write it down. And need to write it down. Got all these different multicolors here. It almost seems like a band-aid. Big band-aid on the top. And well, this is where the ear would be. Oh. What do you know? Yeah. Yeah, we're on a show together. Except she's way more of an expert in the tarot than I am. I use the tarot. I do not read for people. I read for my sister, and I have done a couple of readings for folks, but I generally don't mess with the right cheek. I mean, oh, right over here. Yeah. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna go out and take this construction paper and use this glue, or maybe no, actually maybe the gel medium. So that's the right cheek, right? Okay, yeah. So we're just going to use something else besides goo to stick paper on. This is like, you know, this is like more advanced paper mache here. I don't really know what advanced paper mache is, but we are going to stick some paper on here, and maybe I need to add some glue into it. I might have too much stuff on this table here. And So if I put a lot of layers on the rest of the face, but this corner, just to leave this corner as is that what you're saying? Okay. We're just going to add some more layers down then. I need just layers of different things. Yeah, I get you. You know, this has been kind of nice tonight, you know, because a lot of times I come on and people see the tarot in my channel name and they start asking me if I know Jesus or something like that. You know? I don't know if that's just if I've just been trolled or if the person is serious, or I really don't. It's kind of hard to tell. It's really hard to tell in this environment. This stuff's not very sticky. Well, you know, I do know what is sticky. Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm I'm a lapsed Catholic. I can tell you that for certain. And but it's like, you know, I've always been one of them with my religious faith. I've kind of kept it I don't know. I just not that I like to talk about things, ideas, and so forth, but I'm not necessarily proselytizing to people. Yeah, that's the way I would put it, is that I'm not a proselytizer. I think I'm trying to say that word. I don't think I'm saying it right. I'm kind of having a Joe Biden moment and not being able to say the words right. So the goo would help this stuff to stick on better rather than using Elmer's glue. And this construction paper's kind of got a weird texture to it. It's not as yeah, I need another. Let's get another piece of paper and do some more shades. Yeah. Generally, when folks do that, I have some icons. Right? I mean, I got icons all over the place. But if you're out there in that Protestant realm, it doesn't help. It doesn't help anyone. You know, it's not. It's of no assistance to you to display Orthodox or Catholic religious art. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. It doesn't do you any good. You just draw into yourself more evangelizing. That's right. That's the word. And Yeah. Well, I do, but I'm not a I'm 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 kind of a more of a I'm a universalist, and I'm kind of new agey, and that's where it kind of throws people off, is that um I was born into the Christian. I was born. My dad was an atheist or a physicist. I don't know if he's an atheist or not. I really don't know. He never really talked about it. I knew he grew up in the Lutheran Church. My mom was a school teacher, and when she married my dad, she dumped the Nazarene church in order to think, oh, I want to be Lutheran because they're less serious about things and so forth. And I became a Catholic when I was 27, but um, I but I've always been really new agey. And that's the thing about it. That's the thing, is I've always been super new agey, and um, the tarot cards and the tarot cards, or um, having rocks, having objects and rocks, and or you know the reincarnation, and or I just different ideas, and a lot of those just different ideas just don't. um an Italian family, I see. So you have that Catholic, that whole Catholic roots in you too. um I mean, my basic beliefs is, when it comes to like things, is that it's works. It's works, and it's not. I don't really think that. I really just don't think, if there is anything. I don't think that you're gonna get damned because you're not an evangelical, or you're a Mormon, or whatever, or you're a Hindu, or I just don't think that. I just can't imagine that stuff would be held against you. That's where um where I kind of come down on it, is in that realm. and and so I know when I was younger, the thought was, well, Bill, you seem like a good person and all that, and maybe, Anyways, I haven't actually been to mass. I think right before the pandemic, that was the last time I'd gone. But but then prior to that, I was working in that casino, and my days off were Monday and Tuesday, or Wednesday and Thursday. I mean, for a long time, I just couldn't. I was working. I was just working all those days. And when you work on those days, um it you kind of get out of the habit, and it's really easy to get out of the habit. But that's that. I mean, I still like going to mass, though. um, but I haven't been, like I say, I haven't been since like 2019. But yeah. But you do have that enculturation, Travis, don't you? There's that. Do you still have the guilt? Yeah, yeah. That's kind of interesting. The cosmological consciousness. Yeah. Your ideal beliefs is that. Oh, so you weren't raised religious. It was just in your family. So you didn't, you know, you know, I went into the Catholic Church when I was 27, and I got the guilt. I inherited that guilt, the Catholic guilt. I actually, when I think about it, I actually haven't had it. I think I've been able to let go of it over the last 4 years. In the last 4 years, and I just haven't. My mom is Lutheran, and but especially since she has has longer COVID. She don't. We don't. Her church is online with Zoom most of the time, and so I operate the Zoom for her, and so I attend. Well, in spirit, I attend. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know anymore. It's. Oh, you play trumpet in the Eagle Scout thing? Yeah, yeah. Well, in when I lived up in Seattle, I was really involved in. I sang in a black Catholic gospel choir, and which was really good. Then I was involved with the cathedral parish with St. Vincent de Paul, and I did I was the treasurer, so I was responsible for the checkbook for a small the works. Yeah, the works tells you things, or you mean the world tells you things? Yeah, yeah. Hmm. Yeah, then we'll just mix some of this stuff down in with that Elmer's glue. Yeah, I don't know. And kind of. I hope I don't ruin this brush by. Well, I have two other ones just like it, so. And this is starting to come loose. Hmm. What did I do last Tuesday? Yeah, well, no, it was for a Saint Vincent de Paul, a small chapter of Saint Vincent de Paul. So it was charity, and so Well, all we were required to do was we handed out rent assistance, and we gave clothing vouchers to St. Vincent de Paul stores, and then um, uh, yeah, food assistance, and rent assistance. That's kind of all we did, and so I was responsible. I was their treasurer. I signed the checks. So it went to when it went to go pay the bills, that was my responsibility, was to make sure the money got in to the checking account, and to make sure their bills got paid on time. So like the grocery bill, which was like Kroger. So they had an option to go to either QFC, which is Kroger, or to Safeway, and so we got and so they took a voucher in, and then Safeway sent us a bill at the end of the month, and Kroger sent us a bill at the end of the month for services rendered, and then we would get bills from their landlords and stuff like that. And so that's all I was doing, was I was signing checks, like 3 big checks a month or actually it was more than 3 checks, but it was 2 big checks, one to Kroger, one to Safeway, and then I was signing checks for their for rent assistance. So, but I made way more money. That was as a volunteer job, and then I had my regular job at that time, which was I was doing accounts receivable and accounts payable accounting for a small door and window company in um, in Seattle, and that job was a blast while it lasted. So you don't want, yeah, church finances, no, but the gospel choir was fun. I mean, but you see, the thing is I live in a small area. Okay. You mean that St. Vincent de Paul ran a rehab group that was predatory? Maybe, maybe, I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that. That was not anything. We never did anything like essentially all the group that I was involved in did was those things. It just did. Okay, that was in the Bay Area, but so I was in the Seattle area, in the Seattle Archdiocese. I never heard of any foul play going on, so it was just those things. It was food assistance, rent assistance, and but there was a big mega church up in the Seattle area that while I was there that got busted for predatory yeah um predatory behaviors. I think it was like I don't know. I think it was like a big evangelical church that. everything was separate. So it was in the Bay Area that something like that happened. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, that kind of stuff it happens. It happens in many of those groups. It's like yeah. Just watch the thorn birds. Hmm. Yeah. So what do you think so far? It's got kind of a multicolored thing. Hmm. I see the ears over here. Hmm. It's interesting. Yeah. Well, see, the way it works with the St. Vincent de Paul is there are a diocese might have like, you know, in a different given area, you might have like in where I was at in Capitol Hill, there were 3 or 4 different areas. Each parish had a St. Vincent de Paul conference, and I was part of the cathedral conference, and they had 2. It was kind of 2 that was associated with that one, and yeah, I journeyed with them for like 7, I think 6 or 7 years, and then, anyways, let's go back to the yellow. Just cover the other parts with loads of layers, just lots of layers. Yeah. You're right. That's enough. I actually didn't quite feel like talking about it anyway, but yeah, that's enough on that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. 2 nights ago, some two bucks came into my backyard. I was trying to I've been kind of at a little bit at war with them to try to keep them away from my tomatoes. Chemical warfare. That's right. Nothing, um, nothing, nothing deadly. Just territorial markings is all. This thing's probably going to end up breaking down. More glue. Glue. I should have got the goo. But the difference with the glue is that the glue, it doesn't have this flowery look. It'll dry up clear. Yeah, I'm gonna leave this purple part like that. And so have you started the cook school, the culinary school yet, Travis? So super thick on the rest of it. So probably what I will be able to do is take that balloon in there and put it in. I'll put the balloon back in the darn thing and use it to complete the head. I'm probably going to do that. I don't know. I might do it this week. But I want to get that painting done. Well, this is the idea I had. This is the idea I had, Travis, is that I would do this head, and then I would buddy of mine's supposed to set up another router so I can extend the Wi-Fi field outside of the house. And then what I was gonna do was get my BB gun and do a I don't know, that might be just too much to go out and use my BB gun and go after my head here. Oh, okay. Well, I hope that you can start school. I mean, can you multitask? Are you a good multitasker? Just cover it in regular layers? You mean like newspaper? Hmm. Okay. Regular layers. What does it see on the side here? Cascade range, mount, hood. And it's got an address on it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm feeling really quiet right now. Well, what I was asking, well, I'm not sure, because what I was asking, the reason I was asking if you could multitask is that you can make more money as a server than you can as a cook. That was the reason. And I don't really multitask very well either, but you can, there's a lot of things that you can learn to do. Looks like my internet just collapsed there for a second. Hmm. Okay, so it didn't cut out for me. It just said it was reconnecting, so I must not have froze or anything. Okay, that's good. I don't really know what that means. Let's just go to the other side then. I think I'm going to move this stuff out of the way because it's going to get messed up. I might take... There we go. Well, here's the ear. That's right. Yeah. Well, like I said, if you can get yourself a job in a casino, you can have a lot more stability as a cook, and then you can probably get, like benefits and bennies and stuff like that. Better bennies, or a 401k plan or something like that. Well, you know what, my Travis, my father, his education background was in physics and mathematics, and then he went into business for himself as and in the field of a hardwood mill. Oh, I see. I get you. Yeah, my dad was a socialist too, so that was the kind of household I grew up in. Grow up in a household with someone who was always quoting Karl Marx. Yeah. Yes, exactly. So my father owned a lumber mill from 1974 to I got this glue on the wrong side, but maybe let's go to like 1996. Then after that, he went to work in a casino, and he as a dishwasher, and then worked up to be a cook. And I don't know that he was a good multitasker, but in time, those are skills that you can learn. And so multitasking is a skill you can learn. That's what I'm just trying to tell you. And you can just kind of, just to give you a bunch of hope there. And just kind of work at it. And it's a different kind of when you're a single tasker, doing multitasking, it's different. What it is you do that one task and you change gears really, really fast. That's really all multitasking is. Changing gears really, really fast. Let's see here. Huh. Maybe get this thing all good and wet here. Yeah. So yeah, you kind of... My understanding of what... Now, people who work in the industry will tell you otherwise, but I don't... Because the reality is that people can't multitask. People say they can, but they really can't. Even computers can't multitask. It just does one task and it switches gears really, really fast. It seems like it's doing multiple tasks at the same time, but it's not. It's doing one task at a time and it's changing gears really, really fast. I see. So you already have, yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, people who work in that industry are just, they're really good people. I haven't really, well, I've met very few cooks and servers that I didn't like. And you know what? I bought a lot of it, and I got this like at Safeway, big pack of it for like a couple bucks. And so I got the colored paper for doing the show, so I'm using the colored paper. I'm gonna just put a few more pieces down. My lights are gonna burn out pretty soon, so I've been on almost 2 hours. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get up, actually stand up soon. I'm gonna put that thing back in there. Crap load of bank. Save some for the end of it, but you should do a crap load of... Oh, I see a bunch of blank. Well, I can always just go back over this so I can get an idea of what I want to do and then do more. Hmm. I think that goo would work better than the Elmer's glue. Hmm. So I'm gonna make an announcement for the other people who are watching in. All right, let's see what we're gonna do here. Seems like a robot face. Maybe this is the face of AI, right? The face of AI. Bunch of layers. This one had an ear spot over here. I think we want to add a as your original face over here. So I should just leave this like that? Or should I go and yeah. Okay. So I might mark where the outline of that ear would be at. Another blue ear. Well, oh, so it's like something else is taking over the original face. Oh, I see what you're talking about. Well, it's not. This would be like part of the face, and then you have this, kind of like the Borg, like the Borg. Is that what you're talking about? Oh, I think I think I'm gonna do. I think I understand what you're talking about, and so redo that color. Maybe what I'll do is I'm gonna add this layer to it here. To up here, we're hiring onto the face. Kind of like, did you ever see that movie Idiocracy? with Mike Judge. The Mike Judge, the guy who did Beavis and Butthead, and because he did Office Space, and then his second movie he did was uh, Idiocracy. Idiocracy. You're imagining 20 layers. So we got this little sign here. So it's like, this is like a person from that movie Idiocracy who's got yeah, who's got all kinds of like logos and stuff all over his body. So it's like logo AI. AI is owned by everyone, right? And all these big names like Google AI and Facebook AI and it's not Facebook, it's what's his name? It's Zuckerberg. Boy, if I could like delete my Facebook account, I would. And my Instagram account as well. But then it's like all my classmates from both college and high school wouldn't be able to tell me when there's a class reunion or something going on. You know, this is actually starting to look kind of intriguing. Starting to look kind of intriguing. But did you happen to watch? You probably didn't, but did you happen to watch the RNC? Some of it. I watched like an hour of the RNC, but I just couldn't handle. But that whole that it'd be real cool if you take that social media opposition and add it to the top. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It would. Yeah. So what I was getting at with that movie Idiocracy was I was thinking of I hadn't seen the movie for a while, but that whole Republican National. Okay, you watched. So did you watch the whole RNC or the whole thing? I mean, I kind of I feel kind of traumatized every time some of those people talk. So I tend to avoid listening to them. You know, especially Mr. You know, I don't really want to even mention his name. I'll just call him the Antichrist, especially the Antichrist. I don't like listening to them at all. And but it was so much like that movie, Idiocracy. The with Hulk Hogan going out there and WrestleMania. Yeah. I call him the Antichrist. just kind of those where that whole conservative, no, they're not conservative, where that whole political party has gone is just, I don't know. And then of course I don't want to talk about that stuff. If I go down and I look at my own, on my own channel page, I set up that I was never going to talk about politics on this page. That was one of the things I wasn't going to talk about. Wait, let's just turn this thing a different direction. Maybe like that. Yeah, and then all those people in the audience, they look so stiff. When Kid Rock was doing his singing thing, and it really kind of reminded me of Idiocracy, but it also reminded me of a Stephen King, one of those Stephen King novels that actually was one of the Bachman books that became a movie that Arnold Schwarzenegger was starred in. And what was the name of that one? It was the Running Man. The Running Man. It reminded me also of The Running Man. That Stephen King story, The Running Man. And it's not such a like a comic book character kind of a feel to it. Some more blue. Yeah. Let's see here. Let's put this triangle like this. It's not going to want to stick. This paper is kind of weird. It doesn't... But I bet if it was the paper mache goo, it would probably stick better. Oh, that one? Oh, yeah, that was cool. That was a cool, the under the dome thing. There was that one, the first 150 pages take up 2 minutes. Yeah. Mm. Hmm. Okay. I would have never imagined myself doing paper mache. Life is so interesting. Yeah, Stephen King, but he's definitely become more verbose. Yeah. Did you read his writing book? He wrote a writing book about writing. I read that a few years back. My first art was writing. Yeah. I think what's going to happen here is, oh, join our team. There we go. We have some of this other original thing coming out. Sticking here. Join our team. So it's got, of these layers, it's got these different layers that, oh, I lost a like. Oh, something just stuck here on its own. That's like happy accidents. It's been longer. I was just like thinking about that one actor. I used to watch a lot of all of his movies, but then he got like busted for some from being a pervert, and now Kevin Spacey. Does he still do stuff or no? After after getting busted for being a pervert, then that kind of um, put a kibosh on his career. Yeah. Wait. Let's see. What have we got here? Some kind of a logo on here. Oh, Star Wars. A bit of, yeah, let's put that on here. Kind of mix that in there. Oh, that's a bit more than I wanted to put on there. This is funny. It's upside down, but it's fine. Let's put on some more of this, all these different layers. And that's kind of cool, actually. I'm going to add the whole thing. Shorties. I feel like this is some kind of an alien AI head or something. Stranger. Got these different realities just sort of peeking in and out of existence. This video has definitely gone into the realm of sleep aid. All right. There is a message in there for review. Hiring, firing, fame, rogue. All right, let's go and add this glue onto here. Face. Right side, in fact, huh? Well, I'm just going to put a little bit more on here, and then I have to call it a night. Well, I've been on here for 2.5 hours almost. This is the longest time I've done a live stream for. Got the water here to soak it up here. And yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. I'm just gonna put a little bit more on this spot here to use up the glue, and then I'm gonna end the stream. Yeah, I really appreciated that you were here, Travis. You know, if you probably hadn't come on, I probably wouldn't have stayed on more than like 90 minutes, which was what I was planning on doing. Mm-hmm. So we'll just see how this works, doing the Elmer's glue thing. So the next time I'm going to be on, it like starting at like 11:30 at night will be next Friday. No, this coming Friday, and then and Saturday as well. So one of those days is going to be, I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. I'll figure it out. Well, good night, Travis. And good night, everybody who has been tuning in tonight. And I'll be back Friday night and Saturday night at 11:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I'm going to do an outdoor painting session probably tomorrow afternoon, maybe, but definitely on Friday afternoon I will do an outdoor painting session. But that one is one where I will not be able to see the chat because I'll just be going through and doing a painting. I was hoping to do 2 of those outdoor painting sessions this week, but if I only get to 1, I get to 1. Anyways, thank you everybody for tuning in to 999 ASMR Tarot, and I am Random Guy, just some random guy on YouTube doing stuff with the benefit of hopefully relaxing you out and putting you to sleep if you're watching this on the replay. Anyways, good night and sweet dreams to y'all. Bye-bye.